Howdy everyone, before we begin I'm just going to say this is going to be off the rip. This is not going to be one of my edited videos. There's not going to be a humorous meme edit, which is then cut back to the actual video by Deltarune Explosion. This is just going to be me detailing my thoughts on a subject matter, and two, I do not mean to say anything bad about Fire Emblem Universe and FE3. This is a very good program where you can share your stuff you're working on. Look at this looks fun, this is fun. It's a good way to get your stuff out there. It's just that this, they didn't expect anyone to submit such shameless AI content, and they didn't have a rule against it, so they didn't say, alright, well, you can't submit your thing for no reason. But apparently they're tightening up restrictions next year. Now let's begin. So, this is going to be my video saying what you should probably not do for your own creative project if you ever do one. So you can probably tell by this that this, The Cycle of Heavens by Team Mad Moon, this is AI art, and we're going to go through all the reasons in this video why that's a poor choice. And again, this is just my 2 cents. So, again, let's just preface this here. This is, not preface, let's just... Wrong terminology again. This isn't edited. This is off script. This is off the rip. This is obviously GF-free, right? Like let's not play games here. This is GF-free, and you'll see like earlier in the video, like one of the guys is just Z-Hark, purple hair, no eyes Z-Hark. This looks pretty similar to Alencia, but with straight hair, right? We're not playing games here. This is just ripping art from Path of Radiance. Okay, so you're making this original project, and it's gonna have a story, right? It's going to have a story. It's going to be an epic adventure. There's going to be dialogue. Alright, so that's good. You want that, but here's why. Okay, so you know how earlier, like 2 weeks ago, I made a video, oh, here's why you should probably consider having good presentation in your video game, and Cloud and Vale are doing that little dance they do. Ooh. Consider this next section a little follow-up to that. Here's why character design is important in your video game. So, as you can see, I've actually taken 2 pieces of art from what they're stealing from. This is Mia, and this is Titania. And folks, good character design in your creative project, much like presentation, ooh, callback, oh wait, no, this is the wrong thing. Much like presentation, ooh, is very important because, you know, it can tell you a lot about the character. Like, so let's compare these 2 ladies from Radiant Dawn. So Mia is not wearing armor, and she's got her hands up, you know, she's jovial, she's smiling, she's like, ooh, you know, she doesn't have her weapon drawn, you know, you can tell right off the bat because of specific artist details that this character that they designed is a silly. She's a silly Billy, and, you know, you can get attached to that, you know. Mia and Jill are probably my 2 favorite Path of Radiance characters. They're just, I really like Mia. And Titania, on the other hand, you know, she has her weapon drawn, you know. Oh, Mia has her hair down, that's another thing, you know. Titania has her done up more professionally, more in a ponytail, so you can tell more free spirit, more serious, more down to business, you know. She's wearing the armor, and ooh, the armor, right? You know, maybe she comes from a position, you know, this is pretty shiny, maybe she comes from a position of authority, right? And I think she did, I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the lore, in the comments, whatever, but I think she was with Grail when Grail was actually a military man in Ashnard's country, and I think she always served under him. Correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but I think she originally came from a higher military position than when you see her in the military, and in the mercenaries at the start of the game. So, you know, you can tell a lot about a character by their design. And that's part of, you know, good artistic integrity and, well, good artistic values and seeing your vision through and doing anything. So tell me, what does blushing blue-haired Geoffrey, what does that tell me? It tells me nothing, because because AI did not make this. I mean, God... Maybe I should have wrote a script. AI made this. A person did not make this. This is just you saying... This is you spitting something into the computer, and it means nothing. This is meaningless. This means nothing to me. Because I know, in my heart of hearts, that this is just a character that somebody else designed. Now, I can look at Geoffrey and think what that artist designed, but this means nothing to me. Like, what am I supposed to get? What information am I supposed to glean from no eyes, purple-haired Z-Hark, right? What am I supposed to get from that design? And, you know, you can even carry this, you know, it doesn't even have to be full body art. You can carry this, you know, I'm making an SRPG right now, and this is one of the character arts. Well, I didn't make it for it. I have an artist friend who makes it for me, and this character is supposed to have autism. So how did I convey that through the character design or tell the artist to? Well, not making eye contact, that's something some people experience who have that condition. They're looking away. And she's also, stimulating fidgeting herself by playing with her hair, and that's not something other characters do. So, even in my own creative projects, I try to have these principles. Okay, so even besides a character design standpoint, just having cohesive character design, right? What is the other bad thing about this? Well, it's soulless. It is literally soulless. You're not telling me anything about this, and you're probably thinking 5 points. Fan games steal. You love Fire Emblem Code of the Burger King. Let's get that up. You love Fire Emblem Code of the Burger King. Retina made this. Retina is one of the longtime channel friends, but Rebecca, it has Rebecca. Isn't that stealing? Isn't that soulless? Well, no, because here's my logic for it anyway. The creator, Retina, longtime channel friend, put Rebecca in here because I presume they like Rekka. You know what? Rebecca gets me asking questions. Why did they put Rebecca in here? Why did they do this? Maybe they like Rekka, and it's passion. It's passion for the franchise. Retina was passionate enough to make this whole fan game. This whole fan game that's very fun to play. Code of the Burger King has a lot of old Fire Emblem characters in it, and it screams passion because they put all this effort into it, and there's a Mathis spread, and so many people work together. Different people wrote supports. It's passion. It's not soulless. Compared to this, where it's like, you didn't, do anything for this. I have no reason to ask you, maybe that's a conversation starter, a conversation starter, any piece of art that someone makes, if it's derivative, like, having Rebecca in it, that's something. That's human spirit. That is something I can be like, hey, Retina, why'd you put Rebecca in this? Do you like Rebecca? Maybe we can get a conversation going there. It's something. It's passion for the franchise, right? It's something. I'm not, it is, I'm saying, I guess the section here I'm talking about is tangibility. It's something, right? This is just blue GF3. This is that an AI spit out, right? And it immediately makes me not want to play the game, because, Fire Emblem fan game, it's like, oh, so you're passionate enough to make this whole video game and put characters you like into it and do this and this and that in a series I like too? Wow! Compared to this, where it's just like, okay, cool, and, it's just so, yeah. And even, like, there's intent behind it, right? And I'll even say this. This is, I guess, the most bare basics, example I can think of this. This is literally a troll map made for me by Big Gnome, my friend Big Gnome. I don't know if they consider me a friend. I think they're chill, though. They could just consider me associate. Who knows? The video ain't about that. But they have Dimitri, and then, like, one of the characters is Lysithea, and this is a map to troll me specifically, right? So they have Ashtram, my least favorite Fire Emblem character, be the final villain. They have Lysithea, one of my favorite characters, so it's like, even though they're taking assets from Fire Emblem Three Houses, and the rest of the map is just squares, right? There is merit to this, because they're making it with me and my feelings in mind. So they're taking Lysithea, and they're putting her in this, so I like it more. And so they're having me in mind. When designing their artistic project, they have a specific purpose in mind, compared to just going to a computer and being like, can you make Ike? Can you make Ike for me? Or like, that's Zelgis. That is blue hair. Zelgis already has blue hair, like crow hair. That's kind of tinted blue. But that is Zelgis with no eyeballs, ladies and gentlemen. So, like, it's just so, it's so nothing. It is so, it's literally nothing. It's nothing. So now, I guess the third point is, they can't hire an artist. They can't afford it, and they still want to make a game. And, that was the thing, when they did that Scooby-Doo FNAF animation, not the people who made this all these years ago. But you can start somewhere. You can teach yourself. You can learn a new skill through a cool, new experience. You can be cool, right? So there's literally tutorials on this from 2009, and you can go watch this. And you might not be good at the start. You might not be good at the start at making your own stuff. This is just an FE Sprite tutorial. So, that has HD art. I'm just saying, for your own, in case you ever want to make a Fire Emblem fan game, you don't want to cheap out. Well, no. Say you don't want to cheap out, like, hold on, I got mixed up, let me rephrase. Let's say you have to cheap out, right? You can't afford anyone to do this for you. Again, I think you would be able to find someone if you have a good idea, because, again, Retina, Go to the Burger King, had a support writing channel. If you are passionate about something and it's for a community that you are in and you're part of, you will be able to find people to help you. You will be able to find people to help you, right? And so you're missing out on this cool experience of learning a new skill, and it doesn't have to be the best, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't have to be the best, you know? Let's go to this. I'm going to pause the video because I forgot to pull something up. Right, so there's this template you can find literally anywhere online, and your project you're working on, your first project doesn't even have to be good, right? Like, here's Caesar, blah, 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 blah. You know, blue, now he's blue. Now he's blue Caesar. There we go. Right? Now, and that's literally, you know, you can add some shading in there, like some darker blues, right? Okay, now he's Sonic Caesar. Let's go over to the pen. You know, let's add some darker blues, some shading, right? And that's all you need for, like, one of your first projects or something. Because, again, when you're making something for free, and you're giving it for free, people are not going to judge you by the harshest standards. It's okay, you know, some people are afraid of making something bad, you know, but if you make something bad, you know, critique is how you get better, right? Critique is how you get better. I think there are some people who are afraid of criticism. I think that's a very flawed mentality to have, because criticism has you... God, I cannot speak today. I just voted, and I got done with work, so I'm tired. So, again, off the cuff. So, this template, you can find it anywhere online if you're looking to make an FEGBA thing specifically, but let's say you want to draw. Well, there are drawing tutorials online, and again... So, and because AI art is like soulless and sloppy and, you know, tons of artistic resources for you available, again, you know, I cannot give feedback on this, right? I cannot give feedback on this. Like, how am I supposed to tell the person who made this to improve? How am I supposed to do that, right? How am I supposed to do that? I can't. So, here's Gailes of N. This is a new SRPG that's coming out. Shout out to Blind Coco, love them. Longtime friend. And again, you can just meet people to help you do things through anywhere in this community. Blind Coco gives me feedback all the time, we discuss ideas, and you know how I met them? I made a video about Parry Fire Emblem and a cool build I thought she had, and Blind Coco messaged me and said, hey, I liked that Parry video, that's cool, and now we're friends. So if you can't find anyone to help you with your side projects or something, I don't think you're trying hard enough for one. But they made this map. And I said, you know what, and this is from the old demo, and I said, you know what, I think this boss is too far away. I said, if you can't get to him in the first few turns, I think that's a little harsh. So in the next demo that Blind Coco made, that you can now play on Steam, look up Gailes of N on Steam. I'm not being paid to say this, but I gotta shout out Gailes of N because I am excited for it. And there's tons of new cool SRPGs all the time that actually use, you know, good stuff, you know, new assets. Like BT Train. I forgot the one BT Train was making. BT Train, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I know I said I'd stream your game, and I feel bad about not doing it yet, but I just feel like I never have the time to do other stuff these days, so I'm sorry, but that's my apology. But there's new cool stuff coming out all the time. Retina, who I brought up previously, just released their Fire Emblem Wrong Hat. What's it called? Tomorrow's Golden Country, and I'm probably going to stream that again tomorrow on the channel, My Blind Iron Man, because I'm already in the middle of that. And I said, you know, so now we got that recourse going, you know, that repor, you know, I criticized them, and then they, in turn, criticized my game a little bit, which is good. Again, some people are sensitive about feedback. There was this character in my demo for the SRPG I was making who had one eye, and Blind Coco looked at that and said, you know what, that's not really a good way to draw one eye. I think it should be like this instead. And I was like, okay, that's good feedback, and I changed it. So something wasn't good, wasn't up to snuff, we made it better. And that is impossible if you do this. How am I supposed to criticize this? I can't. So, again, I guess to recap, you know, you can't have good character design with AI. You just can't, because there's no intentionality behind it. 2, it's soulless. It makes me completely uninterested in the art. There's nothing for me to gleam into. I completely just don't want to play it at this point. 3, you're robbing yourself of the cool experience of learning how to do something new, how to do cool art, how to improve yourself. Again, and you're missing out on feedback. So let's say you did make something and it was bad. You're missing out on feedback. That's what demos and crap are for, you know. I said, oh, hey, Blind Coco, I don't like this map, and perhaps you could change it a little bit. And he did. And you can play the new demo with that fixed version of the map. You're welcome, society. I made this map easier for you. Never got thanked for that. You're welcome, fools. And so there's no artistic intent behind it. It's soulless. And finally, it's just lazy. It's lazy. You're literally just stealing from I not to defend $1 billion company, but you're just stealing from like Nintendo and IS. It's lazy. It makes me not want to play your thing. And again, you could just say, "Oh, Blue Caesar's lazy." At least you're trying. At least I did something here. At least you're trying. Like if I booted up a ROM hack right now and I just saw Blue Caesar, I wouldn't complain. I would just say, "Wow, this person tried." You know, when I played Baraku Emblem, right, a lot of the new characters were just traced DSFE portraits, but I don't care, man. They still had to do it. They had to do something. They had to do the pixel art of Norn, even though she looked out of place. And Baraku Emblem is just funny. So that's my piece. Don't do this, ladies and gentlemen. Don't use AI art for your creative endeavors. It's lazy, and I think it's pollution too. Like, I know people meme on Twitter, "Oh, I burned down 20,000 rainforests to make this AI video." But it's just lazy. It's stealing other people's work. You're deriving yourself of important growth experience. I lied. This is going to be slightly edited because there's a bit I forgot to include. You should support actual creative good projects like Gailes of N and this. Look at this. This looks super awesome. There's like, what, a robot girl in the trailer? That's cool. What's that? What's that all about? Let's see if we can see a cool sprite. Oh, cool original 2D art. That's awesome. That's a cool character. That's someone I could get attached to. Oh, that's a cool sprite. I'm sure this person wasn't good at spriting at first, but then they got critiqued, and then they got better, and now we have Li Yingmong, who's an awesome looking character. If I play this, I'm sure I'll be happy to get to know her character. So go support. Like, again, this isn't to knock FEE3 for including it. It was just, I'd say, an oversight more than anything. And again, oh, this has an interesting style. This is unique. That's cool. So, again, it's important not to just crap on things that you think are dumb and bad and stupid. You should actually support good, cool stuff, too. And again, this is just, like, what's Lynn's retainer's name? That's just, I think his name is Kent and Sane. That is Kent with orange hair, maybe perceivable scarf. But they tried. They put in the effort. They did it. They made a new sprite. And you know what? I'm sure this is a fun game. I'm looking forward to it because they're not lazy and didn't just steal from others and actually put in the effort to do something. Wow. Okay, yep. So those are the 5 lessons for you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do this in your fan game or whatever creative project you're working on because it's not going to work out. All right, catch you later. Bye.